Hey, check this out, honey. Check this out. Did a video the other day, right? About the, you know how people are. We've been in the ministry for a while, and you know how people like fabricating lies about the ministry. We've been married 33 something years, and let me see. Before we even came into the ministry, you was, let me see, how old were you when you got married? 18 or 19?
18.
You was 18, and let me see. When it was just you and I, you had to cook.
Yes, sir.
You had to clean.
And I worked on it.
And you worked on the job.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you worked on the job. And let me see. And then we had Chuck. You still had to cook. You still had to come home and clean. And you still had to work on the job.
Yes, sir.
Is that about right?
That's exactly
I want to make sure, because I want to paint this picture falsely. You understand me? And then, about 3 years later, three years later, we had Lydia.
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
You still had to cook.
Yes, sir.
You had to clean.
Yes, sir.
But at this time, you're not on the job.
Right.
Right? But you did work some over in Germany.
Yes,
on
sir.
the economy when we was living over in Germany. Is that correct?
That's correct.
But when we got back to the States, of course, I had already had been in for a little while. And of course, we wasn't needing, we had no need of anything as far as financially.
Nothing.
And pretty much, I demanded and commanded for you to stay at home.
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
To where you had to cook,
Yes,
you had to clean,
Yes, sir.
you had to rear the children, cook, clean. I notice I keep saying cook and clean.
Cook and clean. And
Taking care of me, is that right?
Yes.
Taking care of me, raise the children.
Yes, sir.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Is this stuff that wives supposed to do? Mothers supposed to do? Or have I got a distorted point of view of what life and marriage is all about, and family?
That is part of what it's all about, but it should be a delight in women to, if you're going to have children, it should be a delight to rear your children, to make sure that they end up being the adults that are productive in life, that love the father, love their dad here on this earth, and things like that. So the cooking and cleaning is just part of being a woman, keeping your home. You want your home to be clean. You want, when the head of the house comes home, for things to be nice, neat, tidy. Because he's worked hard, you want him to be able to come home and relax in his castle.
Well, our children now, of course, they don't live with us.
No,
they're 30, this year, 30 and 27.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, we've been married all this time. Has the cooking and the cleaning and the washing of dishes, has that stopped?
Absolutely not.
You mean to tell me that even when you get married and when you stay married all these years, the cooking and the cleaning and the washing of the dishes, it doesn't stop?
It doesn't stop.
But that woman said that she was under so much bondage and under so much oppression because she had to come home and cook and clean. And not only that, but see, you did it a little bit different, because I remember, all right, I remember even after getting out of the military, all right, I was working 3 jobs.
Yes, sir.
And then I got down to 2 jobs. I worked 2 jobs, and then I finally built up this 1 job to where I could work 1 and bring in greater income.
Yes, sir.
And you were homeschooling the children.
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
That's right.
You were cooking, cleaning,
Yes, sir.
paying the bills.
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
That's correct.
Now we were homeschooling our children. We were using a Becker program.
Yes, sir.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
And you still had to take care of me,
Yes, sir.
cook my dinner,
Yes, sir.
wash my clothes,
Yes, sir.
and clean.
Yes, sir.
And perform conjugal rights,
Yes, sir.
and still had to get the children to bed, and this was all by yourself.
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
And tending to all the saints that would come over.
Yeah, and that's including tending to all the other children that would come over every weekend too. Isn't that right?
And the saints.
And the saints. So, am I missing this? No, I think I'm missing it. And how long you been doing this ever since you've been married to me?
30-something years.
30-something years. I mean, I'm just want to make sure, because I just got finished hearing this woman complaining about that. Now we're on the community. We've been on community 18 years now. Owned this community 18 years. We've been doing community 20-something years.
Yes.
All right? You still cook,
I still cook.
but you cook for a whole bunch of more people now.
Yes, sir.
At least once or twice a week, right?
Yes, sir.
You clean?
Yes, sir.
Still got to wash dishes?
Yes, sir.
Wash my clothes?
Every week.
And not only that, there are times you're even watching the children around here.
Yes. Yes, sir.
And they're not your children.
No, sir.
But they are children.
Yes.
Because they're the part of the family of the community.
Grandma.
Yeah, grandma. And a lot of times people just stop over here because they want to see what grandma got in the candy bowl
That's exactly right.
or the fruit bowl.
True.
And you still have to even entertain them.
Yes.
What am I missing about this? I mean, is this the generation where women don't cook? They don't clean? They don't wash dishes? They don't take care of their husbands? They don't take care of their children? Are they queens or something? They're supposed to just sit on their ass all day long and let it spread? I mean, what am I getting wrong about this?
I don't know what women do these days, but those are just natural things of becoming a wife and a mother. There should be a delight in it. Out there, I guess they just microwave food. I didn't grow up that way. I was blessed to have a hot meal every day, and I wanted to make sure that my husband and my children had the same. And
Well, I do know we got role reversals today too. I know of pastors whose wives go to work and they stay at home, and they're not even rearing the children, but they're doing the cooking, the cleaning, and the children go to public school, and then the wives come home and they don't do anything. You understand what I mean? That's totally opposite of the way we actually done things. Have I always worked
Always.
extremely hard?
Very, very hard. Yes, sir.
Have you ever lacked and ever needed or wanted anything? Were you ever concerned about a roof over your head, where your next meal was coming from?
Absolutely not. You've provided, even from the beginning. We were young, very, very young, starting off, and you were very low ranking in the military at that time, but we never missed a meal. I always had everything I needed, even when it was just us on a little bit of money. We just did not need anything. We had a full house that was provided for. In fact, we lived in a 2-bedroom townhouse upstairs at 18 years old. Very nice. I think it had 2 or 3 bathrooms.
Yeah, 2 stories. And yeah,
2 stories. Very nice place.
Matter of fact, I even bought your own car one time.
You at that age, I think maybe Chuck might have been a few months old, and you
Maybe 20 years old. I was
Yes,
probably
sir.
20 years old. I bought you. You were 19.
Yes, sir. And you came and brought me a car at my job, and I was really excited.
Isn't that something? Who built this house?
You did. And the brothers, with help of the brothers.
Amazing, huh? I don't know. I think that something's going on in this world. I don't know if it's the foods. I don't know if it's society. I don't know if it's the TV. But apparently, women are complaining about cooking, cleaning, washing dishes. It's a heavy burden, and they don't want to do it no more. I don't know what it. I mean, apparently, I just thought I'd ask you because I realized that living out here in the country next to this creek, that we could possibly be out of touch with reality and society.
I would say so. I would say we probably are out of touch as to the things of the world. But I think today, honey, women don't like being women. They want to take on the roles of men, but then they can't handle when they get in that position.
Hey, I would love for a woman to come and do what I do on a daily basis.
I would want to do what you do on a daily basis. I'm perfectly content with the role that I have. I love being a woman and all the things that are involved in that. And I think people, because our society is, now everybody's transgender and all these different things they have going on. They already said in one of the reports you gave that they're tainting the food to make people not even know what they are, what they are genetically. So that who knows what's going on as far as that goes. But I think it's a desensitizing of who you are and what your position is in this world. And like you always say, we're doing roles in this world. We have a role to play so that we know where we're going to spend, how we're going to spend our eternity.
You think a woman could actually keep up with what I do on a daily basis in my job?
Absolutely not. I don't know how you do it, and I've been with you all these years. I don't know how you do it.
I'm sorry, but I can't go out to work, honey, and then come home, cook and clean and wash dishes and bathe you, and I'm not going to do that.
I wouldn't even expect you to. I didn't expect you to when we were in the world.
Ask yourself a question: would I do it anyway?
Absolutely not.
No, I wouldn't either. It ain't happening. It's just utterly amazing. There's something going on in this world today. I'm serious. There's something going. Hey, last thing right here. What do you think about these people? And you heard that video that I did.
Yes, sir.
And you realize it was all unfounded, false allegations. It wasn't even allegations. It was everything. Remember me, I keep saying over and over again, pain, be it perceived, real or not. And mostly they're feeling this, it's emotional disturbances. Mm-hmm. And then they want to put forth the finger and blame people for their emotional disturbances. You know, I often said it, if I said it once, said it 1,000 times, that we've got a lot of people who are mentally ill in this world that has never been diagnosed. And that's what we're up against right now. What does that make you, how does that make you feel knowing the blood, the sweat, the tears, the pain, the labor, and everything we've done in life? Because our life has not been consisted of just you and I.
No, sir.
How does that make you feel when people go away from the ministries of, well, sorry, somebody called, so we had to paste this in. So the question was, how does this make you feel when you know that these people, we've seen it once, we've seen it 1,000 times, they leave ministry and they begin to lie on us. I mean, they go in on all these lies, and we have literally bent over backwards to accommodate people, and then they get out there and act as if we have been criminal towards them. But I guess what gets me more than anything is the ungratefulness, the unthankfulness. It's just utterly amazing. And I'm talking about taking care of whole families that didn't even have a place to go, and we accepted them in our home. How does that make you feel? Because you usually don't say much about it. You usually just let me deal with all of it out there in the public and stuff. But how does that make you feel?
Actually, I have to make sure that I don't get so vexed to where I don't treat everyone with the same vein, because everybody is individual, Pastor, and but it does vex you. It saddens your heart, because I honestly know that it's not. I know that they're dealing with things in their mind, spirits, as if we don't. We have to deal with things as well. But I always go back to, it's a lack of love for the Father. If you can go and just fabricate things on someone and lie on someone, just know that life is like a circle, and everything you do, it comes back to you. You're going to reap what you sow. And so I try to just remember that the Father has vengeance for us. And I like to remove those thoughts from my mind, because I have a different job to do. I don't have time. I'm too old for a lot of the foolishness.
Yeah, you're 49 years old. You'll be 50 here in a few months.
Yes, sir.
And of course, I caught you again when you're just waking up again.
Bags under my eyes.
That's all right. I caught you again. You're just waking up. It's all right. It just happened. That's your morning face.
Yes,
I'm the only one who usually see it, but it's all right. But how does that make you feel for me, knowing the dedication that I have toward this work, and then the constant false attacks and the lies that people lie on me, and the misrepresentations and everything? How does that make you feel as my wife, and you knowing my character, and you knowing the eldership, the ministry?
Of course, I feel it, because I feel it for you, because there's a soul tie between you and I. But the level of mercy and compassion that you have towards people, even after they lie on you and say all these things, I actually don't understand your capacity. I know it has to be the Father, because it really, it makes you, it saddens my heart. It angers me at some point to see people just blatantly lie, just not appreciate all the things that you do for them, all the sacrifices that you've made for them. They have no idea. They have no idea that you give more than anyone in this ministry. They don't see all of those things. But, me being your wife, of course, I feel it. But it does show me how the Father has to deal with Israel as a people, how he has to deal with his bride. So it makes me want to just strive harder, watching the way that you carry yourself and the way that you do the saints of Yah, your righteousness. It just makes me want to serve the Father even more.
I'm sure you noticed my posture. You can tell that I ain't putting up with it no more.
No, sir.
I'm answering every single liar. Every person that runs the social media, I'm going to expose them with facts. And so that the people out there know, because the devil, what he's trying to do is he's trying to falsely misrepresent us. And he's trying, the only thing he's doing is giving false testimony, just like in the Bible they had false witnesses that rise up in order to taint the people who would otherwise would probably come to the ministry if they didn't hear all this negativity coming from these bootlickers out here, which I say over and over again. The hallmark test to this is look and peer into these people's lives. If you look and peer into these people's lives, it would tell you everything you need to know about them. Because I make plenty of videos that people see clearly what's going on with the ministries as well as the other people in the ministry. It's just utterly amazing. But anyway, thank you for your time. We got to get to the dining hall. Shalom.